Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest in a little place called Belfair, Washington. Welcome to my channel, everybody. So today, guys, today feels like summer here in the Pacific Northwest. It is beautiful, clear blue skies, and it is just a perfect day. But welcome to my channel, everybody. So this is May 2025's Paper Pumpkin alternative video number 2. We are on our way. And this kit is called Mountain Majesties, which puzzled me a bit because this one looks like sand mountains. This one looks like not mountains, but this one looks like mountains, right? So let's turn it over. On the back here, this QR code would lead you to a video to show you how to put this kit together as it is designed, a visual of everything in the kit. Down here it lists the coordinating colors, that being Basic Black, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. Now, I'm not sure if this is the new standard for paper pumpkins where there is no bling, no twine, no little embellishments. I mean, they have embellishments. This one has a lot of vellum and some other cardstock embellishments. So I cannot say this kit is lacking at all. It's just a little puzzling for me. That's going to be my word, puzzling. So this QR code down here would lead you to this set of 4 dies called Hugs of Bloom dies. They will coordinate with April, May, and June's Paper Pumpkin kit. So which of these dies coordinates with this kit? This would be this one right here. This one fits You Mean the World to Me perfectly. So let's go over the stamps. You Mean the World to Me, the birds. Now there's 2 sets. There's this set and this little set of 4. Happy birthday, for a wonderful man. I love you, best dad ever. You're the greatest, and happy Father's Day. I'm going to tell you there are some that I really just, I'm going to try to do one card, might combine some of these and use at least all of the stamps at least one time. But I'm going to be pulling in other stamps because these just won't, are not as versatile for me as some of the others. My father has been long since dead, and my hubby and I do not do Mother's Day and Father's Day cards. Kind of a silly little joke in our opinion, as far as we are not each other's mothers or fathers. Yes, we are the mother and father of each other's children, but it's our children's responsibility. So let me show you everything that comes in the kit, because videos 1 through 5, I do this, and then after that we move on. So I know it's kind of a mess here, but let's start with the card bases. So you have 3 of what I call the sand themed card bases. Okay, and I haven't cut those up, but I did use the envelope. And then let's go to this one. We are using half of one of these card bases, and we are using this side today in this card. So I'm going to stick this one in here. I could probably put these in with it as well. So you have 3 colored envelopes. They're all designed the same. So you have Petal Pink, you have Lost Lagoon, and you have Misty Moonlight for our envelopes. Now this is our last card base. This one is the mountains. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful, and I'm going to go into why some of these cards like puzzle me a bit here in a minute. So this is our other card base, right? And so this is why this one puzzles me, is because they have, this can be the water, lots of vellum, lots of colored vellum, which is great, but they are the exact same shape and size as what is printed on the card bases. That's what gets me, and I just can't scratch my head around that. So I'm trying to find creative ways to do it. The same with this. So this scene is identical to this, right? Identical mountain scenery, everything's identical. You could pop those trees on here, and to me that just doesn't, nope, I'm not going to do it. And then we have these trees, which of course could go in here somewhere. And then we have this sentiment. Thank you for being the person who you are. I wish they had done a stamp with that because this is a beautiful sentiment, but they didn't. They made it an ephemera piece. So these being done, this one can go here with the card base. And we're going to set this aside in this envelope and our watery bits. So there's that. Card bases, what do we have? In this one, we have our sentiment strips. We're using one for today's card. We got a big sheet of dimensionals and some tear tape as well. Our spot today is Misty Moonlight. We have a lot of those in kits, that color. Lost Lagoon envelope. This one, you can see we are actually using, not this piece is an envelope, but we're not using this piece. We're using this piece and this piece, and you'll see that in a moment. Along with, we are using a piece of vellum. I'm die cutting actually. This is a great big piece of vellum, and I am die cutting from that. Not afraid to. I'm going to die cut. I'm going to use it. And then this is what we are using, this piece and this piece from the ephemera from the kit. And there's that other little piece, which is exactly what is printed on the card. I'm not going to go into that. You can see that with your kit. Okay, so let's get started. Oops. Idea, right? I have an idea on that piece of a kit. So let me show you what we are working with today. But I do need a card base, and apparently I neglected to get that out. So let me start with a white card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and a white envelope as well. So we're going to set that aside. Now I have 1/2 of a card base, right? And I have die cut it, did prep work, and I have die cut it with a die set that was gifted to me. Now I had the stamp set, but my Aunt Carol and I were sharing the die set. So now I have my own. This was gifted to me from the wonderful Michelle. And it was so funny because the Garden Meadow stamp set was gifted to me from the wonderful Phyllis. So I have the complete set now, which I am so excited about. So I am going to leave this here because I'm going to be putting the arch. Now we have in the catalog, there are new arches. You could use those. There is also one from Grace's Garden has an arch. I am simply using what I have, and I am going to just take this off. Now, I could use this and leave it in the center, but then I wouldn't have an extra piece to make a whole nother card. And I think this, oops, that's not what I think it's going to fit in. I think this will fit on a note card. And it will. So this is going to make a really nice little note card, which will be doing. So I'm going to set that up in there now that that's away. So I'm using 1/2 of a card base. And I wrote this. This will be written in the description. So it says 1/2 of card base from kit. Die cut center with arch of your choice. Mine is from the Garden Meadow Dies, which was gifted to me from Michelle M, and use the outer cut, this being the outer cut. That is going to be on our card base, not yet, because we have work to do on the inside. We are also going to be cutting apart our envelope. If you haven't seen me do that, I'm going to do that on camera. We are going to cut off the flap, cut open the sides, and we're going to be using the back of the envelope to recreate our sky scene. Yes. And then we need these pieces. So we need to then recreate part of this ocean bit, because we're going to do a bit of a sailboat. So we're going to recreate that, right? And then this little green piece is going to come in here to fill that in as well. So that's all going to go there. And then this is for my sentiment. Now from the Sunrise Sailing bundle, right? I'm only using the dies. and I used this die and this die. This is a gift from Lori. So I die cut this sailboat out in a cream colored cardstock because I am just going to use a marker and color this in dark brown for my boat. This I think we're going to leave, and then from that large piece of blue vellum I die cut the sails, and it's going to go just like that, and we have ourselves a sailboat with beautiful blue sails. And I have all this blue vellum which I can die cut again. So these are going to go back in here for now. You could have done, you know, clouds for this, but we're trying to keep this simple, and I hope that was simply explained. I'm getting my, you can use pecan, let's use pecan pie. That's one of the colors from this kit. Let's go ahead and use it. I'm looking for my Stampin' Pierce Nuts. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my Stampin' Write marker, and I'm going to color here. I might take like 2 coats. You could use blends, whatever you have. You could use a kid's marker to color this brown. I'm just trying to get it to look wood-like, right? That's all. And do the top. I don't need to bother with the sail, but I do want to do this edge because that is bothering me for sure. You could do espresso, whatever color you want. So I'm going to do another coat, and you can see how it darkens up nicely. And the top. That's why I want the paper there. That's all. That's all she wrote. No big deal. So on here, right, I'm just going to go like that. And I think a little bit of thin tear tape should do really well. And I think if I'm smart, I can get just enough on the edge. And then it will be half on and half off in a minute. And then I can glue this down and this down at the same time. So I'm going to leave that up. Now it's time to work on our card and all the pieces. So we're going to cut this open. I'm just going to lightly crease that flap. The flap is not big enough. I looked at it. I thought, oh, maybe just the flap. No, it's not. It's not. Trust me, I tried. So this will go into the box of goodies, meaning my paper pumpkin box. But we are going to cut this open. A little shave there, a little haircut on this side. And we're going to open this envelope up, placing this now on here. There we go. This box of goodies that I'm sure I will be using again. So here, I could open this up and cut it, but I'm not even going to do that. So we could do that whole piece like that, but to me that's a bit of a waste because I think I could do more. And I think I can get away with like half of this and then still have half for another card. So how much do I actually need is the question, right? I need to go to at least there. And this is going to come there. We're going to have to take it down a little. So right about here. So it's going to be at least, we're going to go 3 1/8 inches just to be on the safe side. Because I want to leave plenty for myself. Now I'm going to cut off this little bit of a rolled edge. And I don't need this little bit there. But that curve can work to my advantage up at the top. Oh, that's going to work nicely. So I am going to, wow, that's more than I really needed. That will attach nicely there. So I am going to attach it at the top, just at the arch of it to start. Because that way I can slide everything else into it. In this piece, I am going to glue in like that. Yes, I know it's going to be at a different angle. I can go this way. If I follow this line, right, this is missing all of its business. So yes, this is going to be maybe a little awkward in the sense I do want to try to get this. Let's see. If I do it, let's see. If I do it to here, I could put this waving hello is going to go, nope, that's going to be in the way of the boat. So we're just going to go with it. We are going to go this way like so. And this is going to be this piece, which is going to come in like this. And if there's anything showing here, I'm going to have a little bit to cut off and tuck in there. So this way, all the way. See that part? Don't worry about that. This is going to cover that. So I am going to lift this up. And I am going to run glue straight down there to tuck that in. Maneuver this right there. Lift this side up. There we go. Now I can still get this in because I didn't glue it all the way. Slide it right in there like so, and we're continuing the visual of all that green, but we just have to make it work, and it's going to work. So it's in. And over here there's this little bit, let me pull it up. Do you see that? That's going to glue in, and I just moved it, so let's get it tucked back up where it goes. This side's good, this side is not good, so we're going to maneuver it from the back in position. So I'm going to give it just a minute. Now I can glue this down and come in here. Glue all of that down. And that's all she wrote on that. And we can snip off any bits that we think are in the way. But I am going to glue down this bit here. Hopefully you guys can see that, right? to that bit. This bit needs glued down. The only parts I'm going to cut off is whatever is hanging over. So I'm bring those at an angle. Bring this at an angle. Now, believe it or not, I'm going to keep this because if I have to do another angle bit and I need a little bit, that's it. All right, so we have, oops, do you see that little bit? There we go. Now we can glue this to our card base, but first, I want to stamp some birds. So let's find my boat. My sailboat, right, is going to go like this. And it's okay, that's just a wave. I could have tried to curve it, but I wasn't. If I lay that right there, my birds, I'm going to do waving hello. So I originally thought it's going to go up here, but now I see that the waving hello is probably going to come down here. So I can do birds all the way across the top, maybe a little at an angle. Bring that down a little. Maybe bring my boat down a little bit more. Right there. And I'm going to do my birds still in the night of navy because I want them... Maybe I'm going to do them in night of navy. Where is the ink? Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. I was like, did it go like MIA on me? It's missing. All right. So let's go ahead and stamp. And I got to clean my hands off because you guys know me. I'm going to ink myself up as well. So don't forget, we are using from the July 2023's Fun in the Sun, Waving Hello and Sending an Ocean of Love. You could do I See Brighter Days Ahead. I'm sending an ocean of love because that is what's going to work for me, guys. Okay, so I'm doing what's going to work for me. So Waving Hello. And I think we'll do a flag it. Might be easier if I can see it. One, 2, and 3. Gorgeous. Let that dry for a moment. And then Sending an Ocean of Love. It's going to go on the inside, and I want to do this now because this is one of those card bases that takes a while to dry. One, 2, and 3. Boom. And the wee little birds, right? Just like that. And while this is drying over there, we are going to stamp our envelope. So we have Waving Hello, Relax, You Wish You Were Here, Sending Sunshine to, Hello, I See Brighter Days Ahead. I also pulled this one. And this one says, Sending Good Thoughts. I'm going to bring this one out and stamp that one as well. Why? Because I can, and I like it, and I liked it. I just didn't pull it out. But I do like it. It kind of goes with the Waving Hello, Sending an Ocean of Love, Sending Good Thoughts. Right here. 1, 2, and 3. And little birds. Maybe you know somebody who's having a hard time. This would be a great card. So I am going to stamp birds all the way across the back of this envelope. And then I'm going to fill in, I think that needs just a few more. Yes. So envelope, check. And there's something, you guys see that spot on my, oh, where's the pokey tool? All right. We're not done stamping. We are going to stamp finally, right? Finally, she's going to get to it. We're going to stamp the birds. Come on, little birdies. A little birdie told me there was a stamp set that Stampin' Up! Had years and years ago that said, cutest little thing ever. A little birdie told me. 1, 2, and 3. I'm just pushing here where it's different. I'm just tapping it. Beautiful. And I'm going to add a few here. Like, where did that little speck come from? But I'm going to fix that and make it. And I'm going to come up here and do 2 more. All right, so I have little flocks of birds, little seagulls flying. One of the coolest things that I remember when we first got here, and my kids love this too, that my hubby could do, is, which anybody could do, and Lori, I bet you guys have done this too, is on the Washington State ferries, you can take like Frito potato chips and you can stand out on the open deck and hold them out there, and the seagulls will come and take them right from your hands. My kids thought that was the coolest thing ever when they were little. Oh my gosh, you couldn't do any more than that, and they just were like, their dad was king. Their father was king of the seas, you know? Oh yeah. They just thought that was the biggest thing ever. I'd never seen it either, but we weren't the only ones out there doing it. Lots of people with little kids, I think, who grew up in this state were showing their children, you know, how to feed the seagulls. Fritos, he said, Fritos were the best. And I'll tell you what I do. When I have to go to the VA hospital in Seattle, I take crackers, Ritz crackers, and I take them because when we're sitting there at Fauntleroy and waiting for the ferry to arrive, I put the crackers on top of my hubby's car. He absolutely hates it, but he laughs at me because he knows how much I enjoy it. And I feed the birds. Now, they won't take it out of my hand for some reason, but they will come and swoop down on his car and take the crackers. So I stick my hand out the car and I stick them on the roof and I roll the window up. I stick like 4 or 5 on the roof and you can hear them and they take off. And I get a kick out of it. I'm like a little kid sometimes. He just shakes his head at me like, what on earth are you doing? He knows very well what I'm doing, right? He knows what I'm doing. And I purposely take the crackers to feed the birds. There. So there is my sailboat. This is my waving hello. Now we could make it big. Oh, and I'm not liking the white. How many of you thought that, girl, she's not going to be happy with the white? If you were thinking that, you were so right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of this right here. I'm going to cut a piece of that and we're going to restamp it because I think that will balance it out. That's what I'm going to do because I do not like the white. So we still have the back of that. It's not wasted. There's the back. Just I need to find what I did with the stamp set. The stamp ink pad. And I found it. I need the coaster. Yeah, the white is not working for me. Did not do it. Sometimes that happens. So I need to cut. Do I stamp it and trim it down first? I am. I'm going to stamp and then trim it. So we're going to do it right here. This is a bit thicker because it has that double layer. So waving hello. 1, 2, and 3. Oh no. Are you kidding me? Okay, hold on. May not be able to see this, guys, because I'm going to try to fix it. Nope. We're going to do it again. Other side. Trying to be so careful. Now we get it right. That's all right. That's why we have the extra, and that's why we keep it. It happens. That's got to stop going over to the left side because that's where it gets lost. So let's bring in the guillotine. You're going to see this is going to look so much better. It just is. So no guillotine. We need the trimmer. I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to do this again. So we need to do the trimmer. Yes, we do. I need to really see. Because I want it really close. Yes. There. Much better. And a little bit off of this side. There we go. We have a little piece. I'm going to keep that as well. Now it's better. Do I want it? I want it right here. And this card is going to be totally flat. So over, and not the tiny stuff. I just want, because there's no dimension on it. I didn't do anything to warrant any dimension. There's nothing else on it. If I had some blue sequence type things, I probably would stick on it, but I don't. I'm not going to stick rhinestones on it because then that defeats the purpose of it being there, here, there. And where's the card base? Stuck it over here to dry. It is dry. Nope. Paper time. Sweet and simple, easy little card. Oh my goodness, what a mess on earth this is in the back, right? So do I just pop the whole thing up on dimensionals? I could do that. I could just pop that back. That would look so silly. No, we're going to tear tape it. It will all be flat then. And a little bit of glue in between, and then I'll be happy. And you know that none of this stuff on the back is going to go anywhere with all this tape. Not going anywhere at all. Almost forgot the glue, because this needs glue for the sides, right? Because it's not like all the way there. Doosh, doosh, doo, 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 doo. All right, now we can put it on the card base, and we have our second alternative for this kit. And I was like, what's falling out of there? That's just to keep the ink to dry. So that's it. Hope that wasn't too long, everybody. Sweet and simple little card using the Sunrise Sailing dies, right? And the Garden Meadow dies, which were both gifted to me. One from Michelle M, one from Lori S. Thank you very much. Look what I made. Guys, you are the best. This is so awesome. And I just love doing this. I could sit here and do this more, but I did promise my family I would come in after this card. That means I promise I have to go do it, right? It's not like I just said I would. I promised. My hubby looked at me like, yeah. I said, yes, I'm coming in. So I will go in. Do I want to? Yes, I'm going to stay true to my word. So thanks for watching, everybody. And I do hope to see you here again in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everyone.